Guys, happy Wednesday to you. Another really good day of practice, very competitive out here. It's really neat to see the energy of the kids and how excited they are for this football game and this Rose Bowl game. It's also a great day today. We're getting ready to go over to our football awards banquet to celebrate a very special group of seniors, so excited about that tonight. Worked primarily on our third down game plan today and got that in, as well as working some technique and fundamentals in our return game that's been so effective for us in the month of November. So overall a great practice. Injury wise, the only significant update off of yesterday's was Nate Smith. The MRI did come back that he had an ACL tear, so we will go ahead and try to get that surgery done as quickly as possible so he has the opportunity to possibly make it back by September. With that, any questions?
Zach Banner had mentioned that when you advised him and when you advised players about potentially going pro, that if they're a 3-and-gun guy, you wouldn't just see them. You would tell them what they are. So you have guys like Juju and Majority. I mean, where do you begin with them?
Yeah, I treat them just like I would my own son. And what I try to do is I try to provide them as much information as possible so themselves and their families can make the best decision for them. We've already filed with the NFL to see exactly where their draft status would be to be able to provide that to them, as well as, we'll sit down prior to Christmas and be able to say, hey, if you were to stay, this would be the plan for you here. You provide them all that information, and then they're going to do what's best for their family. If they choose to stay, you're the happiest head coach in the country, and if they choose to go, you hug their neck and you say thank you for all you've done for this university and this coaching staff. So it's our job to provide them as much accurate information as we can.
What determines for you whether you think a guy's ready or whether you think he'd be better off coming back for another year?
One is physical maturity, mental maturity, where he's at in the game. There's sometimes, like when you're Leonard Williams and you're a top 15 pick, and if that's the case, you got to go help him pack his bags. Even though in his heart, Leonard, part of him would have loved to have stayed. But when you're in that situation, it's hard. And then there's times where a young man's got some more development to do, whether it's on the field or off, because when you get into that next level, it's NFL, it stands for not for long, and you got to be ready. They like finished products, and the good thing about USC is I think we've done a wonderful job of developing our kids to be able to transition to the NFL and be effective.
Besides Odori and Juju, are there other guys who submit grades for the advisory board?
Yeah, they only allow you a total of five, and then you can get information from other teams individually to see and try to provide that information for them. But you try to get as much accurate information as you can so they can make the best decision for themselves.
Do you have any hard and fast rules? Like Pete was always, if you're the best player at your position, or he had kind of these guidelines. Yours is more like each player's individual.
Yeah, because I think each player is different. I think and sometimes their personal life is different. There's times where I'll never forget. Even with Buck. In Buck's situation, just personally, it was time. He had his degree, financially with his family. It was a good decision for him because of his personal life, and wanting to help his family out. So I think each one is individual, and I think each one you have to make that rather than just standard, because each case is different. That's a good question, Dan.
With those five, are you gonna fill out those five? Are there 3 more that are going to be filling in paperwork?
Usually you fill about all, Zach, yes.
So who are the other 3 spots going to be?
I'll leave that personal for right now.
Back in November, you said Noah Jefferson was about a week away, conditioning and everything. Apparently now he's not coming back. What changed?
Yeah, I wish Noah nothing but the best in his future endeavors. I'm not going to go into the details for the kid's sake about the transfer, but wish him nothing but the best. He's not going to be with us next season.
Have any other schools contacted you about Max to get your input on him, Max Browne?
No, they have not. I know there's a lot of interest in Max that's out there, and I know he's already started to take some trips to be able to talk to some people, and I told him to take as much time as he needed that if he needed to come back next semester to just do school while he's still investigating, he's more than welcome to do that to continue his master's degree. And if he finds the right place for him by January, so be it. We just want the best thing for Max. He's honored us by the way he's handled everything and how he's helped this football team. So we wish him nothing but the best, and any help that he needs will be provided.
Does he have enough time now? I mean, there's such a to get where he's going to start the second semester. There's really not a lot of time.
He's taken this December to see if he can find the perfect situation, and we've offered him the opportunity to be able to come continue his education and continue getting one semester closer to a master's degree, and to give him that amount of time if needed. Max is a pretty smart guy. I know that when he feels like it's right, he'll take it, and if that takes more time than not, so be it.
You mentioned yesterday the way McSorley's able to kind of move in the pocket and buy time. Does it help you guys that you faced Sam for the last 2 months with the way he's able to move?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I addressed in our team meeting today about Trace. Is he kind of reminds me of Sam because he has great pocket presence. I think great pocket awareness. He doesn't have a telltale sign that usually each week we go in and we try to pinpoint exactly what a quarterback does. A lot of them will work lateral. Some of them try to spin out from the backside, and you just know the blue book on them. With this one, just like Sam, it's hard to get a tell on them because they are able to react to what's going on with pocket presence. And so we've got to do a great job of containing him in. He is, I believe, their second leading rusher. So we've got to do a wonderful job of keeping him hemmed up in the pocket.
With Zach, with that 5th year, with him specifically, what did he gain by coming back, and how's he improved?
I think one, he's developed his game, his technique and fundamentals a bunch, especially in run and pass pro. I think both ends. And you look up, and now you are a first-team Pac-12 offensive tackle. You are an All-American, and to be able to gain that maturity, I think that just rises your stock up. And in his case, I thought it was the perfect decision for him. He was able to not only finish his degree but continue some postgraduate degrees, and then become a better football player. He's more than ready now to go perform at that level and really execute well at that level.
Have you talked to Lane at all since he got job for Atlanta?
Just shortly, and wished him congratulations, and really proud for Coach. Coach gave me an opportunity to be here, and I'll never be able to thank him enough for that. Plus, he taught me a lot of football in the years he was here. Unbelievable offensive, brilliant mind, and I can't thank him enough for the opportunity he gave. So, I visited with him just fairly briefly and congratulated him on having the opportunity to run his program again.
Did you call him, or he called you?
I reached out to text him, and he called out. He called back.
Anything else for Clay?